Janna at 9 as well, actually quite low compared to like, Amumu's level 11, Needley's up to 12, so the overall level scheme is better for CLG, but the carries for Epik are going to keep them up for now. So right now, actually, three guys in mid is going to be nice for Epik Gaming. They are pulling up Tristana as well. And they might go for this turret. They've got to be a little bit careful. CLG does have a lot of stun. A lot of the most popular champions in this game have really reliable stuns to throw down on enemy targets. And that is worth a lot when you can just pin one guy down and just stun him and stun him and stun him until he dies. And that's super, super useful. So they've got to be a little bit careful about their initiations. But you might see some interesting stuff going on. Uh-oh, here we go. Hotshot does see Dan, but Dan will jump over that wall. Yeah, so mobility is huge, and really, Hotshot could have jumped the wall as well right here. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't. I think he's just got to be a little bit careful. I mean, he does have ward coverage. He really could have gone for that and done some harassment. So both players are actually just really afraid right now. They're playing really, really safe. But Elements does see excessive, and he has no turret next to him. He could have gone for some fighting there, but again, they're going to pull back because I guess they're just not completely confident in their map control right now. But we will probably see some teamfights starting up pretty soon as the next objectives are spawning. They have ward coverage on all the major sigil buffs, and that'll be really big.
Now let me ask you, because I've been following along with some of the chat, getting to see what the players are actually saying, and I'm seeing a lot of chat about, I'm ready to push. Like, let's make the big push. What exactly do they talk about? Like, what is the big push that they're trying to make you think?
So the big push is basically keys off of really key items. So Ashe actually doing a bit of a slower build, actually going for a fast brutalizer and then going for the big concept items like Infinity Edge. You're probably going to see GG go for an Infinity Edge, and when you have that item, that is the single most expensive offensive physical damage item in the game. And when you have that, your damage output is freaking huge. Your critical strikes hit 50% harder. You have 80%, like 80 more damage per hit. Like, you just do a crap ton of damage. And when you have that, you're like, all right, dude, I'm Ashe, I'm in God mode. Like, let's go, we're gonna win this game. And you're usually gonna see him key off of really huge items like that. And it might be, the first team to get Aegis of the Legion. It might be the first team to get even Ginsu's Rage Blade for Needly. And so I'm actually a little bit surprised that both players.
Sorry, I didn't mean to kill you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So you might see these key items come in really big. But here we have a little bit of action going on. You can see Needly kind of flanking around the back. Can they get enough damage off the Vladimir? There's a lot of harassment going down into a blood pool, but Garen's in the middle of everything, and there's the Amumu ultimate. Are they going to pick off Garen? He's getting quite low, down to half, and there's the Ashe stun. Oh, Morgana showed up, and the entire team just crushes down onto him. Amazing job by CLG, so they have prepared themselves for that big push, finding one guy out in the open.
Yeah, he said all go mid, and that's exactly, I guess, what unfolded right there.
Yeah, it's a very nice job there. They actually blew quite a few ultimates there. Morgana and Amumu both ultimated, and Ashe as well. So those are the three large ultimates that really matter in this game. Those are the three. They've stunned Araragi. Will they pick him off? And an amazing bandage shot hits Graphic, but he's going to have to back off for now. Graphic pushing him back with the ultimate. Oh, and he did die to Ignite. So Araragi has fallen, pulling the score to 2-2 with, again, those 2 dragon kills earlier on by CLG. So amazing job there. So with a score of, with basically 5 champions alive versus 3, they're probably going to be able to start pushing in and do some damage to this turret if they're feeling up for it. So again, some more damage down onto Saul. Saul's getting pushed back a little bit as Vladimir, but Morgana doing some good stuff there. The tremendous soil, picking off these minions real quick, farming some gold, pushing the turret up. Another major objective has now spawned over here. Kobe and Big Fat Gigi going for this. There's a smite, and who's going to go for it? Looks like, okay, they're going to give it to Ashe. All right, so Ashe is going to have this golem buff, and that's going to be really cool for her because she has one of her key spells is called Volley. That's a very, very short cooldown, which just throws out a bunch of arrows in a cone in front of her, pretty long range. That's a really good poke spell. And for someone, basically, there's a really big complexity going on. Araragi is a champion that has a really, really big channeled ultimate that's really, really powerful, and it's called Absolute Zero. If you can channel it for the full duration, you will just blow everything up on the screen. However, it is, again, a channeling spell, meaning that if you stun him, he'll lose it and get part of the damage, only a small fraction. Now, Araragi is going for an item called the Banshee's Veil, and the Banshee's Veil gives him this blue shield around him which will block one spell. And most of the spells that these guys have on CLG are stuns, and so he'll just straight block a stun, which is awesome and makes the Banshee's Veil worth it. The one caveat is if you have Ashe with Volley, that counts as a spell as well, so you can spam that out there and just try to drop down that Banshee's Veil. And so they're giving her Golem buff partially for that reason, so she can make sure they don't have these shields up and just go right into it.
So you could, I definitely see this, that there's a lot of battling over the auras and over those various mobs in the middle that give you those benefits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know these buffs are constantly warded, and they also have a summoner spell right here called Clairvoyance, which just reveals the area for a short time. So they're really relying on map control, and this is actually this is really good for Epik. So Dan has that Infinity Edge that I talked about. He has Lizard buff, and they are picking down Morgana pretty quickly. They're in pretty good shape. Vladimir actually not going for a fast Rylai's Scepter. That actually surprised me a little bit. Normally, Vladimir will rush this item called Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Which makes all your spells slow the targets they hit, which is really good for crowd control. And Vladimir has a lot of really low cooldown spells. They can constantly output this slow on all their enemies. But instead going for a couple of mid-tier items first. Both teams actually doing that, which surprises me. Big Fat GG going for the Brutalizer. But Dan, rushing that Infinity Edge is really going to be a big advantage for them. I think this is really their time to push. And you can see that they are grouping in mid. You can see everyone's really close by. They're going to try to take these buffs as best they can. And you can see, the 5 players from CL Gaming chilling right here as well. And they're going to be at a stand-up for a short time until they get their objectives really planned out. So, okay, Dark Binding just barely misses Vladimir. And here we go. There's another ward. And both teams know what's up. This is going to be very, very clever. So let's see what they can do. Nidalee and Morgana trying to zone them away. And there we go. Yes, Amumu and Sion on top of it, but here we are. Okay, so that is Nunu taking the Dark Binding to the face. That's not good for him, but Dragon is still only at half, and here they go. Here they go. Yes, so Garen is up at the back, and he's going for Ashe. We're going to follow that, but here's the Amumu ultimate, and there's the Nunu right there. All the players are inside of that absolute zero, and look so much damage going up. Sauce picking up elements. Nidalee getting dropped down as well. Will she drop down? There's a snowball. There's a Janna, and yes, there's Zephyr with the kill. But over here, Garen is trying to fight Ashe, but has lost to Ashe. CLG winning that fight right there, and they're trying to chase down. And yes, they have picked off Morgana. Amazing job there. A double kill from Saul, up to a killing spree. So Saul's picking up 3 kills there as Vladimir. Amazing play from him. And if you look at the scoreboard, that is only 2 kills from Epik Gaming. They still have 3 players alive, but only Ashe is up for CLG. Only Ashe is alive. So that was a 4-2 fight, and they didn't get Dragon. So that objective is null and void. But they're getting this mid turret right here. And unfortunately, Tristana did die, but Nunu gives a bunch of attack speed to his teammates when he casts Blood Boils. That's a really huge buff. And yes, that turret is gone now. So that is 1 and 2 turret kills for Epik, but only 1 kill for CLG. And oh man, they're going to pick up some more key objectives. This Dragon is just worth so much this game. And the players should have headsets to not quite hear this. They're a little bit afraid. Oh, they did get revealed. They had to be a little bit careful there. It looks like they're going to back off for now.
Can you tell me about that? Was Vlad's ultimate, right?
Yeah.
That pretty much wrecked everyone.
Yes.
Can you explain to me exactly what that ultimate does?
Okay, so there's a synergy going on right there. So Vladimir has an ultimate called Hemoplague, which infects everyone in an area about this big, and it makes them, whenever they take damage, they take bonus damage for like 10 seconds. And after that 10 seconds, they'll explode for some more damage. It's a really awesome ultimate. It wins fights. But Araragi over here, as Nunu, cast his ultimate called Absolute Zero. He channeled in the brush, big snowballs came out, and everyone took a huge crap ton of damage right at the end of it. And those guys were all affected by Hemoplague at the same time, which is huge. And so they took this giant, huge channel to the face, and it hurt bad. And that was bad stuff. But here we go. So, Hawkshot comes out. Oh, they have grabbed Baron Nashor. So here's the other really big objective on the map. CLG grabs the Baron buff. They all have these purple squiggles around them, which gives them ability power, it gives them damage, it gives them bonus regeneration, and just for killing it, they all got a ton of experience in gold. And they noticed that Epik's map control was really lacking, and so they showed up, and Araragi coming up, teleporting to the front trying to slow someone, but doesn't manage to catch anyone with his slows, unfortunately. So CLG will get away from that completely free. Now Dan still has his Infinity Edge, he is still quite farmed. Oh, there's the Ashe Arrow, hits Dan in the face. He's got to be careful. He takes the Janna shield. Will they be okay? Gets another stun, and yes, does drop down. And a Mumu ultimate as well. The entire team is ready to jump down on this. This could be a very good fight. There's Nunu ultimate. Will they get any kills? Does not hit much of anyone, but they are doing a lot of damage out here. No, there goes Vladimir, and there goes a lot more damage. Garen chasing down onto Ashe as best he can, but a Mumu chasing Nunu down a little bit. Will he get any more damage out? But you can see that both players have lost 2 teammates so far. So far that's okay for Epik. And there's a slow onto a Mumu. A Mumu taking some damage right in the face from Garen, but excessive getting dropped down by Ashe as well. It's 3v3, but an amazing stun from a Mumu. And yes, there's the pick off. Good job by GG. That Brutalizer really making his volleys hit quite hard, gives him cooldown reduction and bonus damage and armor penetration. So good stuff there. They are now, 7 kills to 8, so CLG isn't winning in champion kills, but they're up 2 dragons, they're up Baron, and they're only down 1 turret, which is really quite huge. So CLG winning this game for now. They're up in levels, they're up in gold, but I mean, they still have the chance to lose this game, as Dan is getting quite farmed. You can see Tristana down here now has a green elixir. That's very good. So Dan is still quite farmed. He's quite powerful, and really he's going to be the big key. They lost last fight really because Dan got picked off first, but if he gets himself in a position in the next fight, and Tristana's special because she has really long basic attacks. She has the longest basic attack in the game. So, and she's pretty high level, so that attack is actually quite long now. And if he can get himself in a position, he will just wreck faces constantly. And so they really have to rely on keeping Dan safe. And again, they have, oh my god, another Ashe arrow across the map. Actually, did not steal the lizard buff. They were trying for that. Ashe was trying to land the splash damage from that arrow to steal the buff. Doesn't quite get it. But they are taking down the dragon right now. The team has shown up. Both teams know what's up, but a lot of advantage to CLG. That's their third dragon kill of the game. They're doing very, very well on these neutral monster objectives. Hotshot a little bit aggressive. Got to be careful.
Yeah, they seem to have some good coordination. I'm watching the chat. They seem to know exactly when things are up. Obviously, they've got the wards in place to be able to catch that. But ultimately, if I could even point out one difference, it seems like CLG is really on top of that map control.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing really well. They've gotten every single dragon so far. And actually, Saul said we can't give them every dragon, guys. Into chat. There's a lot of these really important things going on. So. There you go, Chester in the middle, getting some nice items. Actually went for a fast Banshee's Veil. I'm a little bit surprised by that item choice. Normally you see like a Zhonya's Ring rushed really fast, a lot of bonus ability power and the vulnerability for her ultimate. But they are pushing down into the mid lane, and they know what's up. So here we're going to see this fight go on. And there's Dan off to the side, poking Nidalee extremely hard, but does catch a bind to the face. They've got to be careful. Elements have some damage. Here we go. Mumu's in the middle of everything. Graphics in there. Oh, there's the Nunu ultimate. That is going to hit people hard. And Morgana goes down, and they're going to drop Cyan as well. Cyan has a shield on. Will they go for him? No. Oh, man, they dropped the Mumu, and Hotshot taking some damage to the face. Will they pick her off? There's another rocket jump. Another hit. Does not crit that one. Will they catch up? Nunu trying to get a slow ball into him. Cannot quite land that snowball. Hotshot is running away as fast as she can, but there's Ashe fighting Janna. Is isolated to the bottom of the map now, and they're going to try to go for this. Now, they got 2 kills for nothing. That's going to bring them right back into this game. The Baron buff will time out, and GG going to do a little cute move here. She's actually going to suicide to the turrets. If she hasn't been hit by a champion in a while, she's not worth anything to the enemy team. Graphic gets erased. There's the flash. Yeah, there's the Zephyr. He's going to get full credit for that kill. But careful, GG putting out some damage. Oh, that was precarious, but does get that kill. Gets a killing spree bonus as well. Let me pull this up here. Ends the killing spree for bonus gold. So these hyper carries, CLG was winning, was actually losing in champion kills, but certain champions were getting all those kills. You can see that Ashe here at 3 and 2, Nidalee at 2 and 2. Most of these guys getting most of the kills. You can see Morgana, no kills to herself. When you have those killing sprees, you're worth more gold, so that, you want to go for these high-value targets who are doing really well. Let's make them pay for that to help balance out the fact that they're getting all the gold for the kills themselves.
And even more incentive to protect those champions.
Exactly. And you'll see all these games like someone's doing really awesome and they're legendary, they're 10 and 1. You kill them and you're like, oh, we just got 2,000 gold. Let's win the game with our newfound items. And that actually does make for really funny comebacks as well. So more farming going on for these teams. You can see. So Kobe's going to go for Randuin's Omen. That's a really, really good anti-carry item. Part of Golden Rewards Mail built in to Randuin's Omen. What that does is you just activate it, and everything in the area is slowed, movement and attack, which is really, really good against someone like Din's Tristana, who's going to be trying to attack just repeatedly for heavy, heavy damage, and just chugging these elixirs trying to keep his stats up. So CLG on the back foot now. Their Baron buff has all gone. They are down now 4 champion kills. The Baron buff is gone, as I said. No dragon on the map. Not a lot of buffs available for taking. So we're going to see probably a large team fight. Epik does want to fight. They're doing quite well so far. And I do actually want to see them win this game, because then we will have a game 2. And I just want to cast more League of Legends. It's just a really awesome game to watch. So really good poking right now. GG and Hotshot. Big Fat GG, Hotshot GG. Really confusing names, of course. Is a really good poke combo. They both have really long range, over 1,000 range spells to just output, and that do really good damage when they land. So they're going to keep poking out, getting rid of Banshee's Veils, putting on some damage, because there are no real dedicated healers for Epik. A lot of guys can heal themselves or put on shields, but there's no dedicated repeated healers on this team. Nidalee is the only healer that really exists on a repeatable basis. So here we go. Aragi jumping in the front, lands a snowball on a Chowster. There's Sauce doing some harassment, catches a little bit of damage to the face, but he's going to be okay. Silence Shield is going to dissipate, but he has mana to spare. Not a big problem. Ooh, barely misses that spear onto Dan. And yep, they're just moving up this map. Oh, Dark Budding hits Dan. There's the Ashe arrow. Dan's going to cleanse out of that and jump away. He's going to be okay, but takes a lot of damage. And there's the Nunu ultimate. It's going to zone everyone away. Catches the stun, but Nidalee is super low. And there's the Janna healing out the team. Kobe in the middle of everything as well. Mumu ultimate actually not doing much, but keeping